Good morning there, everyone. Well, I've just arrived at Gloster House. The weather isn't fabulous today, but that's okay. I'm going to take you around the grounds, the inside of the house, on a little visual tour, and a few of my top tips for your wedding day. Now, if you are getting married at Gloster House or even thinking about getting married, regardless if you're one of my couples or not, please do get in touch. I will have a nice PDF with all the photographs and all the tips that I am talking about today, put together a nice PDF guide. So get in touch and I'm happy to give that to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you inside to the bridal suite and just do a whole run through of what like a normal wedding day would be like. But I may as well just start off by showing you the entrance. So if you're not familiar with the venue, this is the front of the house. It's stunning. The gardens are stunning, but I'll take you out in the gardens a little bit later. But we're going to start off, like I said, we're going to go up to the bridal suite now and run you through a wedding day. So I'm just in the bridal suite now. Before I show you around, I just wanted to mention Gloster House is a very, very versatile venue. It's one of the things I love about this place is regardless of what the weather is like, there is so many options. So I'm going to start with the bridal suite now. So this is the bridal suite. What I love about this room, it's big, it's bright, nice and neutral color on the walls. Now I would suggest for the moment when you get into your dress to either be over on this side with that as the background or over on this side because the light is the nicest and I always look for the side window light. And then the same for your hair and makeup. If they set up in one of those positions, you'll get the best light for photos. Now it's just definitely worth mentioning that all the tips that I give always pertains to my style of photography in particular. If you have a different photographer, always talk to them and what their preferences are. Now I typically don't do too many photographs where the bed is, but I just wanted to show you around while I'm here because the bedroom is slightly separate to where hair and makeup takes place down there. So that is where typically the bride gets ready. If by chance the groom is happening to get ready in the house, which generally doesn't happen, but if he does, I will show you one of the best rooms for that to happen. So the bride is down there at that end, across the hall, down here at the very end on the right is one of my favorite rooms for the grooms to get ready. Again, what I love is the big windows, the neutral walls, the big giant mirror. It's just a nice light space for the groom to get ready in. So in terms of morning prep, those are the two best rooms. Now obviously, if the groom isn't here and the bride wants to move around, say go downstairs and put on the dress in one of the reception rooms, that's absolutely cool too. I'm going to go down and show you all those rooms now and then lead you on to the ceremony. Before I go down, this was that space that I was showing you. That's the hallway to where the bride gets ready, and then that's down the other end where the groom was getting ready. This space here is really good. I've seen a couple use this space as part of their drinks reception and where they gave the speeches, and I also know that you can do small ceremonies up here as well. So there is this option if you want it. So I'm just going to lead you downstairs to the reception rooms. Come down the stairs and we're back to the front door. So here we are back at the entrance hall. That's the upstairs where I just was. We have reception rooms to the right and we have reception rooms to the left. I'm just going to start down here. So this is probably my favorite room in the house. Again, it's big, it's bright, love the colors. I've also used this space for grooms getting ready. It would also be a fantastic space for family portraits. So yes, this would be a perfect room for family portraits if the weather is bad outside because it's big, it's bright. But also maybe you could do a small ceremony in this room as well if you wanted. Also, when it comes to the ceremonies inside the house, obviously be sure to double check with the owners because I can't confirm whether or not I'm right in saying that you can have small ceremonies in the house, but it would make a beautiful space. So yeah, typically your drinks reception would be within all of these reception rooms down here if the weather's bad outside, or like I said, you could use the upstairs bit as well. So I'm just going to take you out of this room and right through to the rest of the rooms just to show you all the different spaces that you have in this house. I love the green color on this walls. This is a beautiful room. Back into the main entrance. And then into one more reception room. And then into the dining room. So I'm just going to pop outside now to show you some more ceremony spaces outside. But as you can see from all the different rooms, it really can be customized, like suit almost any kind of wedding style. Okay, so I've just come outside the front door. I'm going to lead you down into the front gardens where usually the outdoor ceremonies take place. And the good thing about the outdoor ceremonies on the front gardens is that the sun, no matter if your ceremony is facing the house or facing away from the house, the sun is always in the right position, because one of my tips is to always make sure the sun is either at your front or at your back, because at your side you're going to get the harshest light. Now, ceremonies outside, you have the upper lawn and you also have the lower lawn, which I'll show you in a second. But the cool thing about having a ceremony out here, if your ceremony is facing away from the house, this can act as your aisle. So you literally walk right out the door down. So just walking further down the upper lawn to this nice balcony. You walk down the stairs into these beautiful landscape gardens, and you can also have a ceremony down there facing the lake. So just to show you the full thing, on the lower lawns, there's the balcony, there's the house. So you have the upper lawns, you have the lower lawns. You have plenty of choice. No matter what you choose, the backdrop is stunning. So I'm not going to show you too much around the grounds because they are absolutely vast, but you have loads of options. There's a lake down there. There's another little lake down among the trees over there, which actually it provides great shelter if it's just spitting rain, like you saw. The gardens are amazing for portraits as well. And if it's raining, you have plenty of options inside the house. I'm going to show you one other little spot for portraits that people often miss in a moment. So on a nice day after your ceremony, the drinks reception will typically be out here in front of the house. And if you're having a ceremony outside, you would greet guests here. So I mentioned a couple of alternative spots for portraits, because mostly portraits would be done kind of in the front of the house, down the lawns there. But to the side of the house, you have the side of the building, which is beautiful, and just this kind of little shrubbery area here. Really just if you're looking for something a little bit different. And then you also have the walled garden here, which is nicely hidden and has a beautiful gate. Let me show you that. So just down here, through the car park, there's a walled garden and this beautiful, beautiful old gate. Another stunning option for portraits. So just when you thought there couldn't be any more options for your ceremony, one more option, one more indoor backup location in case it rains. Let me take you into the chapel. Okay, so we're at the back of the house. After your drinks reception, your guests will come out this way into the reception room for dinner. But in this little courtyard right across the way, there is a chapel back there, and I'm going to take you in it now. And in case the place wasn't cute enough, they have peacocks. This is Percy. They also have their lovely dog Apollo, which just kind of wanders around. So if you're lucky enough to have a ceremony outside the front, you may just have Percy walking you down the aisle as well. Okay, I've just come across the courtyard into the chapel. Now this is an amazing space. It can be used as a ceremony room. It can be used as a reception room, but it's also a great place for portraits, family portraits, if it happens to be raining. It is beautifully bright, light, neutral. You could do anything you want with this space. And that's why I say Gloster House is so incredibly versatile, because all the spaces in this place can be used for so many different things. Okay, I'm going to take you back across the courtyard where we came from, back to the old gymnasium where the reception room is, probably the reception room that you've seen in many of the photographs from Gloster House. Okay, this is a beautiful, nice and bright and neutral reception room. You'll have to forgive the noise in the background. I actually don't know how to turn the radio off. But anyways, your guests have two options entering. Normally they'll enter through that door, through the back of the house, or they can enter through this door, which is towards the front of the house, where if your guests are outside having their drinks reception, this is a lovely door for them to enter. But they have that option, or they have the option of coming in this way. Now, at the side here, you have this little conservatory, which is also the bar usually. Typically, there's no table set up in here for dinner, but look at how bright this room is, overlooking a small little garden. This room would be another amazing spot for a backup location for photos if it is raining. But I also think this room should be used for the cake table. Typically the cake would be set up here, and that is a beautiful spot as a backdrop for a cake. But I also would suggest possibly putting it in here because it is so incredibly bright and you have a little bit more space to move around to cut the cake. So that's it for my venue visit today here at Gloster House. I don't think there's really much for me to show you, but I've been taking photographs all throughout these stories, and I'm gonna compile them into a nice PDF with a lot more tips as to where good placement would be for certain. So like I said, regardless if I'm your photographer at Gloster House or not, if you're thinking about getting married here, if you're getting married here, send me an email, send me your email address. I am more than happy to send you a copy of that PDF and also this video. After each one of the venue visits, I do compile all these short little stories into one long video as well, and I'm happy to send around to anybody who wants to rewatch it or who didn't get a chance to watch it the first time around. And it also will be in my highlight stories, so you can check it out there. So guys, be sure to check out Gloster House. Like I said, it is one of the most versatile venues that I've ever worked at. It's definitely on the top of my favorite venue lists. Go check them out. If you are still considering a venue,